Hi guys, and welcome to our Monday evening practice. Nice to see you on our virtual mat. Just a precursor, I'm deaf in one ear tonight, so if I fall over, that's not part of the practice, that's just part of my balance issues this evening. I hope everybody is well and feeling a little better than me. Sorry, just turn it off. Yeah, feeling a little bit more balanced than me, I should say, a little bit more grounded. But hopefully, after this evening's practice, you will do anyway. You won't need anything with you this evening unless you are pregnant, because obviously our class this evening is welcome to pre and postnatal as well. And in which case, if you are pregnant, then please do get something to prop yourself up with for our seated positions, or perhaps to put underneath your knees if you're feeling a little bit delicate this evening. Anyway, without further ado, we will come down to sit on the mat. We're coming to seated cross-legged this evening. So again, if you are feeling a little bit tight around the hips, perhaps place a cushion underneath the bottom. Otherwise, just take the flesh away from the sit bones. And place just one leg in front of the other this evening, so you're really super comfortable and super grounded, so that all of the parts of the legs can hopefully touch the floor as much as possible. And from those touch points, we can then extend our body away from that space. So take a nice big breath into the center of the chest, really big sigh out, and then come to relax the chin towards the chest. So close the eyes down here now, and again we're going to feel that extension up through the center of your spine. So as your sit bones push and ground into the floor, as the legs push down towards the earth, we find that length through our back body, the sensation of growing through the center of the spine, up through the back of the neck, in through the crown of the head. So as we sit here and breathe in this first easy pose, we take a moment to acknowledge our body. Again, it's always slightly strange talking to my kitchen counter, but hopefully you guys are kind of getting into the groove of things now, being on the virtual mat, and hopefully you will be used to practicing with honesty for your body. But I want you to be super, super honest with yourself this evening, with how you're feeling, how your physical self is doing tonight. Are you feeling slightly lethargic? Are you feeling slightly tight? And whatever is there for you, whatever crops up, take some time to acknowledge that feeling. Again, as we rest here, we're just breathing normally, no extension of breath at the moment. Just notice again what perhaps is floating through the mind, as we're not giving it much to do. Any thoughts of what's been happening today, or what's going on generally in the world at the moment? Thoughts about family life, about work life, home life. And again, just give these thoughts, these worries, these fears a moment. And then just watch them as they float across the brain. And we start to bring our awareness, bring our thought process to our breath. We're watching as the breath comes in through the nostrils, down into the belly, around the cells of the body, and then floats all the way out again through the nostrils. Again, we're watching to see how your breath is doing this evening, the quality of your breath, the length of your breath. Perhaps one side again is feeling a little tighter, a little more lethargic. Again, we're always there just to be a witness to how things are for us at this very moment in time. We're never there to judge. We bring our awareness into our practice so that we can practice to the best of our ability as we are at this very moment. So shedding off any tension, any anxiety, any thoughts about what our practice should look like this evening, with a nice big breath into the center of the chest. And as you exhale, really big grounding sigh. Just releasing again through those sit bones. As you breathe in, again notice the length through your spinal column, pulling up through the center of your head. And as you exhale, the edges of the body melting away to soften and release. Again, bringing that awareness back to your breath. A slow, steady inhale. And opening, releasing, exhale. Knowing we are exactly where we should be at this very moment in time. Allow that sense of calm to wash over the body for a moment, instilling it, embodying it, filling the body with light. And allowing this light to be carried through into our practice this evening. Bringing those hands into prayer at heart, dropping the gaze and then blinking the eyelids open. Namaste everybody. So if you joined just after our introduction, welcome to everybody. Again, this class is for post and prenatal as well as everybody else that needs a bit of grounding this evening. So just watch out for cues, but also be really, really honest with your body, certainly if you're in the third trimester or if you've literally just had your baby. But welcome everybody, and I hope you're all feeling really good. So without further ado, we'll start with some nice big breaths. So as you inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and start to lift your rib cage, extending and opening, lengthening and lifting. Take the hands together into clasp and then push those palms up towards the ceiling. So turning them upwards, lengthening out, turning your gaze to those fingers, opening through the throat, through the back of the neck. Seeing how that feels for the space underneath your shoulder blades, for your middle back. Opening and releasing as you breathe, extending upwards. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to turn to the side to do this. You're going to round your back body, turn your knuckles away from you now, and open the space in between your shoulders. So you're looking towards your belly button, and you're reaching those arms away. So you're creating tension all along the arms and open space into the back of your shoulder blades. So take some nice deep breaths into that space in between the shoulder blades here. Again, nice long, open, even breaths. And then we're going to come back into that first position. So turn the palms outwards and lift the chest all the way up. Again, you're reaching those palms towards the ceiling. You're opening the throat, lifting and extending the front of the rib cage so that we can in turn lift the back of the rib cage away from that low back. Again, just notice what's going on in that space for you this evening. Perhaps you hadn't even noticed that there was a little bit of tension going on in that space. Again, if not, no worries, marvellous. Nice big breaths in and out. And on the next exhale, again, you're going to change into that second position. So turn the knuckles away, allow the arms to drop to shoulder height and the head to drop down towards the chest. Again, you're still reaching those arms away from you to create that open space around your shoulders. How does this make your shoulders feel? Again, perhaps a little tight, perhaps a little tired. And then on the next inhale, again, you're going to turn the palms to face towards the ceiling, lifting all the way up as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, this time you're going to push the air away, create really nice long fingers as you come all the way out to the sides. So we're going to take those fingertips down to the floor, push them into the floor, so we're nice and tall through the center of the body. Again, try and keep those shoulders down and away from the ears. Big breath in, big sigh out. I'm just going to take a gentle rock of the head here. So we're going to drop the chin down towards the chest, and you're going to allow the right ear to come towards the right shoulder. So you're gently lifting the chin now, and you're turning to look towards the top right corner of your room. And then as you exhale, turn the head to look towards the floor, drop the chin, and come up the other side. So let the left ear drop towards the left shoulder, turn the gaze to look towards the top left corner. Nice big breath, and then as you exhale, same deal, coming all the way down, dropping your chin towards the chest, right ear, right shoulder. Don't let the shoulder come up towards the ear, but turn the gaze towards that top right corner. Again, nice big breaths, opening the body. And then exhale, chin towards the chest. Inhale, last time on the left side. Again, try not to let the chin come too far away from that center line, because then we kind of get into a different stretch. Big breath in. And then exhale, allow the chin to fall down towards the chest. From here, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Feel that nice gentle release through the shoulder blades. A couple of times one way, a couple of times the other way. And then we're going to come forwards. And then sitting in the center, just letting the hands fall into the lap, or maybe rest them on your bump if you have a bump, and then drop the head over to the right. So we're allowing now the gaze to stay forward. We're allowing the head just to drop over to the right, rather than the chin being down towards the chest. It's now coming towards horizontal with the crown of your head. And then from here, nice big breath in. As you exhale, that left shoulder, let it fall even further away from that center line. Again, just releasing that space. You can maybe close the eyes here if that feels good to do so. Again, the focus is on your breath. Your awareness is creating that length of inhale to feed that lightness. Again, remembering our thought, dedication, whatever you want to call it, that lightness in your body, that lightness of thought, lightness of breath. And then inhale, take the head back into the center. Exhale over to the left. Again, just perhaps noticing whether one side is a little bit tighter than the other. Again, we're not there to pay too much attention, but just to be aware of that. And then as you exhale again, we're going to really let that right shoulder soften away from the ear. Again, the aim is to look forward on this one, so we're really getting into that side of the neck. Nice long breaths. Again, close the eyes down if you want to. And then inhale, breath, coming back into the center. Again, just to reset, shoulder roll to settle any tension around the neck. And as you inhale, sweep the arms forward and up this time. Nice and tall. This time we're going to reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, palms facing towards each other. Again, the hands are like really open, stretching out through to the fingertips. Keep that engagement through both sides, lifting the rib cage. Now drop the chin down towards the chest. So again, we're thinking about the whole of the back of the shoulder girdle, reaching up towards the ceiling, lengthening and lifting through the body. Breathing into the sides of the rib cage. Again, that's the thoracic spine, opening up that space, those intercostal muscles, expanding and releasing as you breathe. Again, the longer, more even those breaths can be, the better for your body. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, just allow the mouth to open and the chin to lift. On the next exhale, drop your left hand onto your right knee and the right hand behind. So gentle spinal twist, roll the back shoulder up, back and down. Again, if you have a lovely baby bump, we're just twisting from middle body upwards, not any lower. If not, all the way from the lower spine. So allow the shoulders to be soft, neck to be long. And if you want to add a little bit of an extra neck stretch, you can drop your chin towards your right collarbone. Big breath in and out here. And as you inhale, sweep both arms up. Again, reaching up through the center of the body, lifting and opening. Big breath in. Big breath out, and then drop that right hand onto left knee, left hand behind. Again, you're going to start with a shoulder roll. The back shoulder comes up, back and down. Opening out through the chest. Again, if you want to add that neck stretch, chin down towards the left collarbone. Again, nice big inhales, softening exhales. And then as you inhale, scoop the air up, lifting and opening. And as you exhale, plant the hands down in front of you. Hopefully you've got enough space at the front of your mat. Open up those palms, pushing through the whole of the hands. If you can't quite reach fingertips is fine, but if you can today, push those hands into the floor and lengthen through your back. So as always, that middle back is pulling away from you. We're creating space and openness for your body. And then from here, rolling over onto the knees, coming onto all fours. Again, perhaps if you're feeling a little bit tight around the knees today, you want to place a towel or a blanket underneath your knees. We're not going to be here too long, we're just going to do a couple of side stretches and a couple of cat-cows. So hands are directly underneath your shoulders, and you can just wiggle your tailbone a little bit to settle in. Knees are underneath your hips. And then come back into the center. So nice big breath in. As you exhale, big old sigh. And as you inhale, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows and arch your spine. As you exhale, rounding through your back, pushing the floor away with the hands to lengthen through the back of your neck, tucking tailbone. Inhale, breath again, scooping the chest open, squeezing elbows to turn the inner elbows towards the front. And then exhale, rounding through the back, lifting and opening the middle spine. Again, inhale, breath coming forward. Nice big long lift through the collarbones. Again, just notice how that feels for the whole of your spine. Exhale, push the floor away, tucking tailbone and lengthening. This time, turn to look over your right shoulder, squeezing elbows. Turn to look over your right shoulder. Exhale, rounding through the back. Inhale again, turning to look over your left shoulder. Exhale, rounding through your back. One more time, both sides. Inhale, right shoulder, squeeze elbows. Exhale, rounding through your back. Inhale, turning to look over your left shoulder. Exhale, rounding through your back. So coming into a neutral spine, you're going to walk your hands forward by one hand length. So it's up to you. You can come into downward dog, or you can stay into a nice long stretched lifted child's pose, or quarter dog, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to stretch the upper back. So we're either going to lift the hips or leave the knees onto the floor. If you are lifting hips, knees stay bent, arms stay nice and long. So softening upper body, Relaxing shoulders. Find that length of breath here again, breathing into belly. Stretching open through the arms, softening out through shoulders. Big inhale all the way down into the lower back. Big exhale. And then if you're not onto your feet, just come up onto your feet so we can all walk to the top of the mat. So very slowly, very gently. Again, the heavier you are if you're pregnant, the wider your stance. If not, hip width apart is great. Come to the top of your mat, wriggle your toes and let your belly fall in the center of your thighs. Grab hold of alternative elbows, let the head fall, and just let the spine lengthen for a moment. Again, I do keep mentioning home working, but I'm sure lots of you are finding a bigger compression in your spine from not being well set up at home for home office stuff. So just give yourself a moment to really release your back body. Again, let the shoulders be heavy, breath be super long. And then let the arms go. Rolling yourself up, tucking your tailbone, bending the knees as much as you want to make that comfortable for you. And then coming all the way up to standing, rolling the shoulders, again resetting your back body. Take a nice big sweeping lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, tracing the front of the body with your prayer. Again, if you have got a big baby bump, then just bring your knees a little bit wider. Fingertips on shins, inhale up halfway, opening chest. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Again, one more of those. If you're feeling okay, you can reverse swan dive, or you can just roll yourself up. Nice big breath in. Meeting with the hands at the top, and then gently exhaling forward. Fingertips on shins, inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend and fold. Last one, inhale, either rolling up or reverse swan dive. Exhale, tracing body. Fingertips, inhale. And exhale. So just taking the last either roll up or reverse swan dive. And then bring those hands into prayer. So rolling shoulders up, back and down. Again, just resetting here for a moment in Tadasana. Bringing the heels of the hands in line with your elbows. So thumbs onto your breastbone is the best way to make that happen. Push into the heels of the hands and allow the back body to open. Shoulders again are grounded. Knees are slightly soft. Tailbone is dropping down towards the floor. So nice big breaths here. Again, really think about breathing into that space around the belly button. So as you inhale, expanding. And as you exhale, falling. Again, if you have a lovely baby bump, you can't really think about that. But just think about that nice long extended breath here. Again, allow that push in the heels of the hands to open up your back. Nice grounded breaths. And then from here, as you inhale, you're going to take your arms out and up and grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. So right wrist, left hand, and take your right foot behind the back of your left foot. So we're just going to take a moment to lift up through that right side body. I'm going to turn to face you. Obviously I won't be mirror imaging, but just so you can see the shape of the body, nice and tall through your right hand side. Nice big lift through that right arm, extending and opening. As you exhale, you're going to bend that top arm behind the back, being careful of your neck, and just make sure that that left shoulder hasn't started to come up towards the ear. So for a moment, we're going to take time to stretch out through that tricep, Push the back of the head into the upper arm as you lift, or forearm if it hasn't quite reached the upper arm. Again, that really big breath in and out here. And then on the inhale, you're going to lift those arms up. As you exhale, you're going to bend into your knees and come all the way over to the right hand side. And then come either, again if you're pregnant then you probably won't be able to get down onto the floor, but either onto your left thigh, start to bend your left knee and straighten your right leg, or you can work your way all the way down onto the floor. Again, we're bending the left knee and then straightening the right leg to stretch out all the way through from the inner right ankle, all the way up through the outer edge of the leg too. So again, we've got the right foot behind, heel now is on the floor, and that leg is going to straighten. The left leg is bent, and either hands are on the outer edge of that left thigh. Again, I'll show you from the side. Outer edge of that left thigh, or all the way down onto the floor, and you're pushing those that right hip over to the right. So a nice big old stretch for those legs. Again, we're aiming to keep that back leg straight and the front leg bent. So one more big breath in and out, again pushing those hips all the way out to the side. And then we're going to very slowly start to come back to the center and come all the way up, bending through that left knee, lifting through your right knee. Again, perhaps your right knee is not going to come up that far, and perhaps it's going to be out to the side to accommodate a bump. But either way, everything is nice and tall through the back of the body. Shoulders are soft. Big breath in. Big sigh out. One more big breath in. And then from here, we're going to start to extend into Warrior 3. So right foot comes back. Again, maybe it's not a full extension Warrior 3. Maybe your hands are on your waist. But the right toes are going to start to flex, so toes point down towards the floor. Then if you want to make this a little bit harder, your arms are going to come forward in line with your shoulders, shoulders still soft. Big breath in. As you exhale, bending the left knee, keeping the heel on the floor. So as you exhale, bending left knee. Inhale, straightening left leg. Exhale, bending left knee. Inhale, straightening left leg. Exhale, last time. Inhale. This time as you exhale, you're going to bend the left knee and take the right toes into a high lunge. So lifting upper body. But again, the shoulders are going to soften down your back. So nice and long through that right leg, opening through the right thigh. And then you're going to sweep your arms out to the side and grab hold of your hands. So nice and tight through your clasp. If you can, heels of the hands together. And those hands are going to come over to your right hip. So all the way over to your right hip. The torso is still facing the front. So rather than your whole body coming round into a twist, you're just going to pull those arms down the right hip. Again, everything is facing forwards. So you've got nice long open space in upper body. Looking forward so we can stretch the neck too. A lot of neck stretching going on today. Again, you can sink the hips as low as you want to. Nice and comfortable for your body. Pull that left hip back. And then on the next inhale, take your arms out to the side. Minding any ornaments, coming all the way up. And then as you exhale, we're going to open out into Warrior 2. So generally, we'll need to heel toe that left foot in line with your right arch. make sure that you have got nice open hips here. So take a nice big lift through the center of your body, a softness through your shoulders. Make sure right hand is in line with your right shoulder. Got that nice open space underneath the left arm. Big breath in. Big sigh out to soften the hips. From here we're going to take an inhale and pull the left inner thigh up and back to straight. Bring your hands onto your hips and turn to look towards your right. So we're just going to take a breath or two here. And then we're going to start to do it with your breath. So as you next exhale, you're going to open up into Warrior Two. And as you inhale, you're going to come back into our modified Trikonasana. Exhale, Warrior Two. If you want to, you can come into full Trikonasana. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, Trikonasana. Exhale, Warrior Two. Again, inhale either on modified Trikonasana with hands on the waist or full Trikonasana, but we're going to spend a couple of breaths here now. Again, this might be a little bit too tense on the old neck, so look forward or look down, but make sure your left shoulder doesn't come up towards the ear when you look down. Both shoulders are pulling back into their sockets. Big breath in. Big sigh out. And as you inhale, we're going to come up into reverse warrior. So right hand down, left leg bends, left arm lifts. Again, that right shoulder is drawing its way down your back, opening through the left side of the rib cage as you reach up. One more big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to cartwheel the arms down and bring either the left foot back into a downward dog, or again, if you've not got much space, your knees can come down and we're going to still extend the upper body. So if you're in downward dog, just take a gentle sway, bend and stretch the hips. And if your knees are down, just nice and long through the breaths with the shoulders, pushing forward through the hands, pushing up through the back. If you're in a downward dog, inhale up onto toes, exhale down through the heels. Take a look from left to right to soften your neck. Again, if you were down onto the knees, just give yourself a tuck of the toes and lift yourself up just so that we can all walk forwards to the front of the mat. Ending up with feet either hip width apart, or again, if you need a bit more space, mat width apart is fine. But just resting with those arms crossed, grabbing hold of alternative arms again, just letting the head hang. That softness through the upper back of the neck. Chest relaxed, released. Those breaths super long and releasing here. And then this time, as you inhale, we're going to start to drop the bottom. Again, if you are pregnant now, bring the knees nice and wide. And again, postnatal, maybe bring them a little bit wider too. If not, you don't need to. Drop your bottom and just let the fingertips rest on the floor. As you inhale, lift your chest. So we want everything to be as parallel as you possibly can make it, so that your tailbone, your crown of your head, they're both reaching forwards and backwards on a nice horizontal plane. They're nice and long through upper body. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can reach your arms backwards. If you want to make it a lot harder, reach your arms forwards. Nice big breath in and out. And And then as you exhale, just let the whole body fold. Again, just straighten the legs for a moment. Give them a gentle wiggle. And then bending through the knees, rolling up through that center line. Again, just reset with that shoulder roll up, back and down. And then as you inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. So this time, left wrist, right hand. And then we're going to bring that left foot behind your right. So you're up onto your ball of your foot first of all. And again, we're going to take a really big stretch up and over. So as you lift up, breathing into that space all the way down the side. Hips are facing front, shoulders are facing front. And then as you exhale, bend that top arm. Again, your right shoulder wants to come up a little bit. See if you can keep it down. And the back of the head, push that back of the head into the arm to lift the gaze. Just make sure it's nice and kind on the neck. Breathing into that space. Again, just really opening up the whole of that left side. And then next inhale, let the arms lift. Again, so here we're going to see if we can bring that left heel down onto the floor. Start to bend your right knee and take your hands either onto the right thigh, again if you haven't got much space in the midline, and still pushing out through that left hip. If you've got the space and you can keep your left heel on the floor, you can bring your hands to the right side of the mat. Again, you're pushing those hips over towards the left side. See if you can keep the shoulders relaxed, not always easy. Really big breaths. Again, you're aiming to get that left leg straight, right knee bends. Big breath in and out. And then super slowly, again, either from the thigh or from the floor, beginning the toes on that right foot, lifting up through that left knee. Allowing the arms to lift up too. Again, maybe that left knee is not so high, maybe it's just towards the floor. But be mindful of your back body, shoulders down, drawing down through tailbone, lifting up through that center line. So big grounding breaths here, no tension in those right toes. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring that left foot back. Again, you're just going to take a moment to either bring the hands onto the waist, reach them back into airplane, or you can reach them forward depending on what you did last time. But left toes are pointing towards the floor. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to bend that right knee. Inhale, you're going to straighten that right leg. Exhale, bending the knee. Inhale, straightening the leg. Exhale, bending the knee, maybe even a little bit further. Inhale, straightening the leg. Exhale, bending the knee to bring the left toes down into our high lunge. Again, reaching open through the chest, down through the back, settling the hips a little bit, making sure there's no weight in those right toes, and pulling that right hip back towards the back edge of your mat. I'm going to take those hands behind, bringing them into clasp. Again, the hands are going to come onto the outer edge of your left hip. So as you draw them down, you're getting that whole body stretch, including a gentle twist. Again, we're looking forward, the body is pointing forwards. Big breath in and out. Hopefully you're feeling that really nice big stretch on the outer edge of that right hip too. I'm sure some of you are thinking, nice stretch, Eliza. Yes, it is a nice stretch. So nice big breath in and out. Actually, I should stay remaining this side. And then from here, as you inhale, open the arms back up, out to the side, sorry. As you exhale, coming down into our warrior two. Again, probably heel toeing the right foot over towards the left side slightly. Give yourself that nice big lift in the centre, that softness through your shoulders, just making sure everything is nice and open through your body. Open on the inside of that right thigh for your hips. Big sigh out to fall through the hips. Again, we're still keeping the weight of the body lifted through that centre line, but it's nice to soften out into that stretch. And on your next inhale, you're going to hug that right thigh and pull it back in towards the body. Bring your hands onto the waist, roll that left shoulder open and look towards the back of the room. So just take a breath or two here. And then on your next exhale, we're going to come into Warrior Two. Exhale. And then you're going to either inhale into our Trikonasana modification or into full Trikonasana. Again, the exhale is Warrior Two. Inhale, Trikonasana. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, Trikonasana. Exhale, Warrior Two. And then inhale again. Either your modification, we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, or full Trikonasana again. If it's too tough for the neck, just look forward or down, just watching the shoulders. And on your next inhale, use that left oblique. Come nice and tall through the body, soften through right thigh, lifting and opening into reverse warrior. Again, that breath all the way down the right side of the body. Lifting and opening, softening the left shoulder away from the ear. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, again, we're going to cartwheel the hands. Either right foot back into down dog or knees down. If you're in down dog, a nice gentle sway. And you're shifting from hip to hip, foot to foot. And then next inhale, lift up high onto toes. Exhale down through the heels, big breath in. And then exhale, knees nice and wide. If they're not already, make them nice and wide. And then bring yourself back into our child's pose. So allow the body to rest for a moment. Forehead should be resting on something. That may be the floor, that may be hands, it may be a blanket. Just notice your breath here. Notice the back of your jaw has started to clamp together. Allow the space around the jaw to be soft and relaxed. The tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Again, finding that ease of breath here. So one more final big breath in. Again, that big open mouth sigh, remembering our lightness. As you inhale, come up onto all fours. Again, scooch the knees a little bit tighter if you don't have baby bump. And we're going to take thread the needle to open up. So as you inhale, lifting right arm. As you exhale, hugging that right arm underneath. So you want the right side of the head to be comfortably on the floor. If that's really tough on the neck, just prop a little cushion underneath that right side of the head, but you should be onto the back of your shoulder. Please be kind to your neck. So just take a moment here to push into the left fingertips. Make sure they're underneath your left elbow. And as you push into those fingertips, you can push the left shoulder back even further to create a little bit more of a twist. Again, if pregnant, You don't really want to be doing that, so just place the left hand onto the floor nice and comfortably. Again, it's all about what is going on for your body today. Maybe that extra twist feels really good for your back. If so, marvellous. And we want to tuck the tailbone under to get in even more intense stretch for that side. But just be aware of your body and how it feels. Just getting loosely into this position will start to unwind your spine, so be aware of that too. Again, finding those nice deep long breaths, opening up through your back. And then planting that left hand in if it's not already there, pushing down through the heel of the hand. As you inhale, open up that right arm all the way out to the side, shoulder down. Exhale, right hand down. Again, inhale, left arm out. Exhale, underneath. Again, we want to be on the side of the back of the head and nice and comfortable on the back of that left shoulder. If that's not working for you, maybe move yourself forward or backwards, but find yourself a really comfortable space. Either fingertips or full palm, and start to open up into that twist. Again, the added extra is to tuck your tailbone to really find length through the sides of your body. Deepening that breath here. So one more big breath in. Big sigh out, floor palm onto the floor. Inhale up through left arm out to the side as you lift. And then exhale it down. So just a gentle sweep of the hips. I'm going to turn the other way, but obviously you don't have to keep turning. It's only so that you can see what I'm doing, so hopefully we haven't been turning around the mat the whole time. We're going to take our a gentle pigeon pose. Again, if pregnant or postnatal, or you've got really tight hips, make sure you place something underneath the hip that is bending, the leg that is bending. And again, if you've got sensitive knees, maybe place a blanket underneath the straight leg. You're going to take your right knee over to the right hand side, foot comes over to the left hand side, and we're going to slide down on your left leg. We want to make sure, I'm just going to turn to the side a little bit, that whether you're up here or down here doesn't matter, but we're trying to avoid that sitting onto one side with the curved lower back. So everything is nice and tall into the centre. Again, if you do have a baby bump, then please don't spend too long in our upright pigeon position. Just come forward and relax and make space for your bump. So nice big push through your fingertips as you inhale, lift the chest to open up your back body, open up your throat. Again, those extended inhales working their way down into your lower back, across the whole of the front of the chest. Hopefully that feels really nice for the lower spine. If it's feeling a little bit pinchy, just ease off a little bit and move forward. Big deep breaths into that space. Again, pigeon is one that some people love, some people hate. If you do want an alternative, then please just come into figure 4 stretch, which is coming onto your back. One leg is crossed over on the opposite ankle, and you can pull on that bent knee. Okay, so for those of you in upright position, pigeon position, take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, lean forward. Again, if you've got a bump, make sure that you've got enough space, and maybe just come down onto your elbows. If you have got lots more space, then come down and bring those elbows out to the side. Bring your forehead down onto your hands. And take a moment here to breathe. So again, noticing whether perhaps your shoulders have come into the centre, just let them soften away. Again, that nice long extended flow of breath here. If you want to deepen the stretch, just allow your left hip to fall towards the floor just that little bit further. you can, coming into a still space for your body. Releasing any tension, again, remembering that lightness. So one more big breath in, big sigh out. And then if you have a prop underneath your right hip, just take it out of the way now. We're going to roll over onto that right hip and sweep your left foot round to the front. So we want the left foot in the middle of the mat, flat onto the floor, and the right leg is still staying bent, just coming into a gentle twist. So right hand over that left knee, left hand diagonally out from your left hip. So we're going to end up looking something like that. As you inhale, again, we're creating space through the center of your body. And as you exhale, just turning to look over your left shoulder. Again, any spinal twist when you're pregnant, middle back upwards only, not lower back, please. And everybody else, you can take it all the way down to that low spine. And that really big, tall, big breath in through the center of the body to lift you up as much as possible, and out to release and relax. So one more big breath in. As you exhale, turn to face the front and gently unwind. Left arm on the inside of that left leg, right fingertips onto the diagonally out from your right hip, and push into that left arm to lift and open and unwind the spine. Again, that big breath in and out here, and then gently release. So I generally get back onto all fours by crossing the legs and rolling over. If that's not possible, again, just make your way onto all fours so we can come onto pigeon the other side. Left knee, left wrist, foot over towards the right, and you're going to slide down with a straight right leg. Again, just make sure your hips are nice and even in the center. Walking the fingertips back towards the body, pushing into them as you lift everything up. Again, everything should be nice and taut through your body as you start to engage your breath. And again, if you are pregnant, you won't want to spend too long here. So nice big breath in, and then start to move yourself forward into our relaxed pigeon. Again, really find that length of breath into our nice open back bend here tonight. Relax your eyebrows. Again, this is a nice good one for stability, for security. So if you're feeling in a little bit of a state of flux, this is a good one for your body to ground and relax. Or open up any tension at least. So nice big breath in. And as you exhale, big sigh, allowing the body to fall over the legs. Again, elbows nice and wide, forehead onto the hands. Allow the shoulders to soften, maybe push more into that right hip if you've got the space to do so. But come into a stillness for a moment. Foregoing the thoughts of fidgeting the body. Just letting everything be heavy. Again, giving way to the earth. Surrendering the body. One more big breath in. Big sigh out. And again, any props away from the left side as you roll over onto that left hip. Sweep the right foot round and coming into our gentle twist. Left hand around the right knee, right hand diagonally out to the right. As you inhale, lift up to straighten. As you exhale, allow the body to open up. So slightly pulling into that left hand, but just to guide you into a nice gentle twist for your body. Big breaths in and out here. Shoulders moving away from the ears. Crown of the head moving up towards the ceiling to open. So one more big breath in. As you exhale, turn to face the front and gently unwind. Again, that right arm is on the inside of the right knee now. Left hand is onto the outer edge of that left hip. Push into the right arm and look up to gently unwind your spine. So nice gentle breath in and then release, coming back to the center. So if you do have a lovely baby bump, then come and relax on your left hand side. If you have any tightness in your lower back, please place a bolster, blanket, cushion, whatever you like, underneath your knees. If not, just make your way down onto your back and come into a relaxed shavasana. So nice and gently does it, making your way all the way down. So just starting to shimmy the hips now. Roll your shoulders, drop your chin towards your chest and close your eyes. Starting to let yourself soften into the most relaxed space that you can. Letting those legs grow heavy. No tension through your back body. Finding that sense of ease to your shoulders, your neck. Remembering that sense of lightness and allowing it to float through your body with ease, with grace. Coming to rest in peace. Starting to gently wriggle fingers and toes as you bring your breath a little deeper into the body. rolling through wrists and ankles, a gentle rock of the head from left to right, a stretch, reaching arms over the head, giving yourself a full breath in, a big sigh out, making your way over to the right if you're not already on your left. Taking a moment here, taking a breath. And when you're ready, coming back into our comfortable cross-legged seats. Do if you can with eyes closed. Resting with your hands face up into the lap today. And as we take those deeper breaths here, allowing ourselves this time to reflect on our practice today. How did those different stretches feel for the body? Was it easy to open up? Was it hard? Did it feel good to reach to those extremities of the body? To allow your breath to flow freely. Ultimately, take a moment to remember our dedication of lightness and bring this away with you off the mat. Bringing your hands together, rubbing them to gently warm them. Placing them as cups over the eyes. Fluttering eyelids open. And bringing the hands down into prayer. Namaste. Thank you very, very much for joining me on the mat this evening. I really enjoyed the class, nice and grounding for me as well as everybody else, so hopefully we'll all have a nice night's sleep this evening. I ran a little poll to ask people how they were finding this live streaming via YouTube, and lots of people answered, and most people said that they were enjoying YouTube as it is, but I know that there's lots of other interactive platforms out there. So if you've had a really good positive experience with one of those, please do give me feedback. I'm the most ridiculously untechy person, so if there's something I don't know about, then it's good for me to keep abreast of what's going on. But also, likewise, if you're really enjoying it as it is, please do let me know that too. That'd be great for me. Anyway, as always, if you can comment and share as much as you can, that'd be great. And also, if you do have any spare money, donations are always welcome. But on that note, I hope to see you again on Wednesday. If not, have a great week, and I'll see you again next Monday. And namaste from now.